Ever since the 7th grade, I knew that I loved science. I did very well in the class, and there's enough of an element of wonder in the field to keep me interested. To satisfy my love of science at home, I would care for houseplants. Identifying and tending to the individual needs of all the different types of plants I kept me in tune and engaged. But then something happened. I was diagnosed with 2 mental illnesses, social anxiety disorder and depression. My efforts to become a scientist had to be put on the back burner so that I could learn to manage my symptoms, and it began to feel as though I'd never accomplish my goal. This was when I began to wonder, could houseplants be used to help manage the symptoms of common mental illnesses like mine? First, what causes mental illness such as depression? According to Harvard Health Publishing, articles maintained by Harvard Medical School, depression is caused by a number of differing factors. The factor most commonly cited, and the one that pertains to us right now, has to do with chemical reactions and nerve cell connections in the brain. Experts believe that long-term stress could potentially subdue the development of new nerve cells in the hippocampus. This is important because the hippocampus, which plays an important role in long-term memory and recollection, is smaller in some people with depression. Nerve cells are the brain's form of communication. Neurotransmitters, or chemicals in the brain, that contribute to one's mood, and electrical signals use nerve cells to send messages all throughout the brain. When someone's depressed, however, a wrench has been thrown in this complex messaging system. This can cause the receptors to be more or less efficient than they would in a mentally healthy person. This can play a large role in one's mood. Another thing that's necessary to understand in order to understand why plants would be effective in the treatment of mental illness is in how the brain responds to stress. When you're presented with a distressing stimuli, real or perceived, your brain releases the hormones CRH, which triggers the release of ACTH, which triggers the release of cortisol, which prepares you to respond to said stimuli, your fight or flight response. Studies have shown that people who have depression have unusually high CRH levels, and that decreasing these levels causes a decrease in symptoms of depression. Thank you, Harvard Medical School. So, how exactly can plants help with all of that? According to a licensed professional counselor, houseplants have been known to boost one's mood for multiple reasons. One of them I can't say I was expecting. Soil. A microbacterium found in the soil is known to release cytokines, which causes your brain to produce serotonin, a function shared by many antidepressant medications. According to a study conducted by multiple scientists, where they had a controlled group of people without mental illnesses perform computer tasks and compared the response to those doing tasks with plants, found that working with plants, even in a boring way, such as transplanting, is beneficial in counteracting the physiological effects of stress. Hillside even sings the praises of the physiological benefits of plants, stating that serotonin and dopamine are produced during the physical aspect of gardening and caring for plants. They also emphasize the importance of the air-cleaning qualities of houseplants, not to mention the benefits of just having plants around. Reportedly, elderly patients who received flowers had an improved memory and better mood for days after the fact. Though with this information, I can infer that plants reduce stress. Just to make sure, it's important to point out a study comparing the effects of gardening and reading found that gardening decreased cortisol levels significantly more than reading did. So it seems like it'd be effective. But has it been done before? Yes. The University of North Carolina highlights the use of horticulture therapy with therapy participants referred by clinicians. She praises the use of this form of therapy used alongside other therapies in treating mental illness. This therapy utilizes the already apparent benefits of working with plants with the added benefit of being able to grow food, which is important for patients struggling economically. A clinical instructor at this clinic states that he has seen significant benefits come from the addition of horticulture therapy to their therapy programs. Now, this is not a replacement for therapy and/or medications, okay? This is simply an idea with the goal of supplementing a treatment plan established by one's healthcare provider. Just thought I should mention that. It seems as though utilizing plants to aid in the treatment of common mental illnesses could be a viable option. This could open new doors. Could we genetically engineer plants to be more useful in these areas than they already are? Will we see this become more mainstream type of therapy like they do at the University of North Carolina? I guess we'll just have to see. Thank you.